But if you stick with the holy scriptures of the Guru Granth Sahib, the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, the Bible, there's so much similarity in them, and they are bursting with wisdom and goodness. Family concerns and problems create great stress. Addressing these helps us in every possible way. If you talk to the stress masters of the world, doctors who have spent 50 years in this subject, they will tell you that 50% stress comes from those immediately around you, family members. And that is natural because we live in a material world. We eat material food. Therefore, it's natural. The scriptures of the Gurbani and other holy books help us, weaning us away from negativity. So spiritually, socially, culturally, and poetically rich are the hymns of the Bani that they wean seekers away from the negative and damaging characteristics of human nature, which are mainly hatred, bigotry, fanaticism, and irrational impulses. By doing this, it soothes our nerves and brings out the best in human beings. It is therapy in its purest, rawest form. People are good. Gurbani teaches us how to put that good to good use. We must never ever believe that people are bad or that everyone is bad, because fundamentally it is no doubt that people are good. How to channelize that good for the good of mankind and womankind is the trick. And that is what the holy books teach us. Understanding ourselves. Those who understand and are devoted to the Gurbani automatically learn about self-realization, self-introspection, self-discipline, and simplicity. Armed with such knowledge, they can learn to steer their own paths. With it comes a degree of independence. They attain spiritual bliss and solace through recitation of God's name. Bliss and solace which is actually understandable, which is actually chewable, which is actually digestible. They do this without ignoring their household duties or losing their earthly touch. The Gurbani stresses on the fact that if you have lost connection with your family, with your environment, with your work, then you have failed. You can't just give up everything. You have to stick to what you're doing and yet do it with the good of the world in mind. This form of meditation, according to this theory, is again the ultimate stress buster. The Gurbani advocates the Jivan Mukta way of life, which means attaining salvation while alive. I must try to do something while I'm alive, rather than fall into the thought process that if I do this, I'll go to hell, if I do this, I'll go to heaven. I mean, those have been there for thousands of years. But the Bani tells us to do good while we are here. The here and now is what is needed. It also extols the virtue of renouncing one's pride, attachment, and greed, and focusing on doing good for humanity through seva. The simple message is, the more possessions you have, the slower you move. There were two men